And1 has been celebrating its 30th year anniversary, in case you can't tell by the box and everything like that. But today, my friends, we've got something really cool. We've got a brand new model and something old and classic. So you already know that I'm loving this. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and breakdown on a brand new basketball shoe from And1. It's called the Scope. This is just one of 4 colorways. I'll show the other ones in a second. These guys right here, they say that they're made for shooters. So I thought that that was really interesting, and I absolutely love, I just gotta point out the logo right here because it kind of reminds me a little something something, you know what I mean? So I really dig the vibe that this shoe is going for. And this colorway right here is just my personal favorite. It's got probably the best material offering as well. I'll get into that in a second though. But just to let you guys know, there's this red and black version in case you were interested. There's also this white, green, and gum version, which I think might be the second best colorway so far, but you guys can feel free to let me know. And then we've got this bad boy right here. This actually pays tribute to their past a little bit. It's kind of more of a heritage colorway, which I will prove to you in Kicks issue 2. So Kicks presented by Slam. This is old. This is from the year 2000. That one, issue 1 from 1999. And this guy right here, look at the diversity first off. This is just the first page of the Kicks on Court. We've got 3 brands, including Dada. But anyways, this is their And1 section and stuff, so you can see what they've got here. But right there, there is a Tai Chi that is done up in that cool colorway right there. So yeah, it's just a heritage colorway. They've got it right over here with their racers and the crossover mids and stuff like that. So it's pretty dope in my opinion. I was actually looking for, by the way, look at those. Those are so sick. Also, there's this really cool ad back here, right there. Look at these guys with their cornrows and. But yeah, proud supporter of Latrell Sprewell even before it was popular. If you don't know what that's about, you missed out. That was NBA history right there, and not in a good way. But anyways, inside of this magazine, I was really hoping to see their older model that we're also going to talk about, just because it came out right around that time frame. I don't know if you guys remember these, but these were cool back in the day. I don't care what any of you guys say as far as you younger guys, because y'all just don't know. You had to be around back in the 1999/2000 era. You just did. But yeah, I could not find these in that magazine. It was really a bummer. But one of the things that I was looking through though when I was looking at the magazine, I almost want to go off on this tangent and just talk about the diversity that's in there and the lack of diversity that's available now. But maybe we will save that for our podcast.
Good idea.
That's what I thought too. But anyways, as I was saying, this is the Scope. It's their brand new basketball shoe, kind of their mid-price point offering. No, these are not going to be available at Walmart. They are available exclusively over at And1.com. They also did send all of these, so a big thank you to And1 for providing us with all of the footwear. And with that being said, look at this outsole, man. This guy right here, they stick with their roots. So this was originally an outdoor brand that they obviously got famous for being worn indoors by a specific person. Do you guys know who that is? Or do you know who that is? High Flyer, one of the best dunkers of all time, if not the.
Hold on, he went over to Nike and wore the Shocks, correct?
Correct. Oh, she's got it. He's half man, half amazing.
It's there.
Vince Carter.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, let me say it.
Go ahead.
Vince Carter.
That's right. Good job. But yeah, so they were basically like put on this platform that they didn't expect during the dunk contest way back in the day when Vince wore that, and I think it was 2000. Yeah, ever since then, or at least at the time, And1 was just popping. Like you couldn't really get a brand to go, I guess, more viral than that. At least back then. There was no social media or anything like that, but for the time, that was like a viral brand. They had their own mixtapes, all this. They went on tour. That's where the Professor came from, if you guys know who he is, which you should, because he's one of the biggest YouTube channels, especially for basketball right now, and he's still getting buckets and breaking ankles. That dude's hella fun to watch. I had to get that out there. But anyways, like I was saying, they stuck with their roots. So what we have here is a chain link traction pattern, which is really interesting looking. So it's going to offer you multi-directional coverage no matter which way you go. It's all pretty much consistent here. It does feel a little soft. That's the one thing that I'll say. So if you are looking to play in these outdoors, they may not last as long as some of their other offerings. But if you're looking to play them indoors, then you should be good to go. Now, one of the interesting things is that the cushion itself is just basic EVA, but it actually feels really comfortable. I don't know what kind of blend that they're using, but it's very interesting. Something also to note, there's like a little like protrusion or recessed area and stuff like that in the forefoot. It almost reminds me of like the whole unlock zoom setup that you would see on an Air Jordan, like the 36, for example. And while there's nothing specific underneath that area, it's still the same foam midsole and everything. It actually is very comfortable. So I think it's just there to add a piston Jordan-like effect for the cushion, especially since it's such a basic setup. They also carved out the arch area, which you can clearly see, again, kind of inspired by the Eclipse plate from Jordan brand. However, it's not made in the same way, so this is not a full-length plate or anything like that. It's an isolated plate right here at the midfoot. So it's mainly there for torsional support, and in that sense, it does a good job. I can't twist these up for nothing. Now, the upper is where things get really interesting. Basically, the whole front half of the shoe is damn near see-through. I don't know if that's gonna be very durable. That's probably like my only concern about the overall shoe itself, is just that the material is very thin and lightweight. If you prefer ventilation above all else, then this is going to be one of those shoes that's going to probably offer this the best out of anything on the market. I don't think I can, at least not to my knowledge, like that comes to mind right now. Maybe the Jordan 36, but that's not available anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say it would be one of the newer Jordan models.
Or the 37, if you can find that on discount, like
yeah,
a Leno weave type of shoe. Outside of that, this right here is going to be the most breathable. Like you can see right through this thing.
Unless you went to the Chinese market.
Even then, I think this might, because that's what I was mostly thinking of, is their stuff. And yeah, and I don't think that there is anything. One of the cool things though about something like this is that when you take out that little like shoe tree and stuff, you can see the tongue is fully gusseted and everything. So it starts here and it ends here. You can see the internal workings of everything too. So these little 4-foot lockdown nylon cables, you can actually see where they V off into the footbed and everything. We've seen this with multiple brands, but with this guy right here, you can actually literally see it through the shoe. So I think that that's a pretty cool feature. There are little TPU overlays for the stress zones in the high wear areas. Hopefully they hold up. Hopefully none of this stuff stretches or rips. However, this back section of this particular colorway is done up really nice. It's actually a nice pink suede that looks just, I mean, this looks really cool to me. The other colorways, not so much. This one right here is kind of like a synthetic looking leather. It is actual leather, but it's very like heavily coated with the polyurethane coat. And then these two guys right here have the same exact thing. So it's a heavy coated polyurethane leather and everything. Still real leather, it's just not as nice as the suede right here. Additional support features come in the form of a external heel counter right here, which you can see. It looks good, it feels good, should play good as well. You got a nice little Achilles notch to keep you locked in and so that your heel is not flopping in and out of the shoe. As far as sizing is concerned, they do fit true to size, so whatever you typically wear, that is what I would order. And again, they're actually really comfortable, very well ventilated. So again, if you're interested in something like that, I just probably wouldn't use them exclusively outdoors unless you didn't care. Like if you wanted to buy them and trash them, then go for it. Now, one of the shoes that I was just really surprised to see come back, they have come back before, but not quite like this. And this is the And1 Too Chillin or Toe Chillin. It depends on like who you ask. This was a time in footwear that I don't think will ever be really like replicated. I know that they've tried and stuff like that. And I'm not talking about And1, I'm just talking about brands in general. We've got shoes like the Jordan Future or the Nike Roshe Run, the Yeezy and stuff like that. This shoe is before all of them. Before there was ever a Jordan Mock or an Answer 4 slip-on, there was the Toe Chillin or Too Chillin. So this guy right here just really like set the stage for an off-court or lifestyle style of shoe for basketball players, because before all you would wear was slides, but some guys don't like sandals and they want to have their foot covered and stuff, and that's what this shoe is all about. So yeah, I think it's really cool. They have released before. As a retro, it was like a 2-pack. I grabbed them. It was this one and the white and black Tai Chis, but they just didn't look right to me. So I was like, nah, these aren't it and everything. And then I realized looking at it now is because the midsole on that retro release wasn't original whatsoever. It was a completely different bottom and it just looked funny. This guy right here, they actually replicated the original tooling almost one for one, even the outsole, which is really cool. If you actually have these and you see this, you probably are getting like a big flashback of nostalgia right now. And I think it's really dope. The one thing that they seem to have changed though between this and the original is the upper. So while it's still a textile, it's more of a neoprene feel. And I know that they had options like this way back in the day, but the ones that I really remember were actually mesh. So like the whole booty was mesh. I remember this being like 3M. Wonder if it is. So the And1 logo right there is reflective, and so is the stitching, just like the original, even though it doesn't look exactly like the original, but it is there. But yeah, these guys right here, they also fit true to size. These are very comfortable. If you don't like wearing slides or anything like that, this is always an option. And that pretty much takes care of it. So that is their current new stuff, which I think is really dope. Something old, something new, off court, on court, pretty much got you covered. The Attack 3.0 is an amazing shoe. So if you have not tried those yet, I highly recommend them. So yeah, with all of that being said, again, thank you to And1 for sending this all out and taking care of us right here. We greatly appreciate being able to give you guys a look at everything that they've got to offer. Again, if you were interested in anything that you see in the video, links will be down below in the description box. We appreciate your guys' time. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. We will catch you on the next one. So until then, have a good one.